Some airports can make your heart race before the plane even lands. What would you do if one small mistake could cost everything? Some airports on Earth are far from normal. They sit on mountains, cliffs, or icy roads. Deadly winds howl around them. Storms strike without warning. Pilots face a life-or-death challenge every single time they touch down. People look at these airports and feel fear. How can anyone survive a landing like that? Yet, pilots keep flying to these dangerous places every day. In this video, we will see the scariest airports in the world, why they are so dangerous, and how pilots stay calm when others would panic. Stick with us, because this is a story of courage, fear, and skill like nothing else in the sky. Lukla Airport. Lukla Airport sits high in the Himalayas, surrounded by massive, jagged peaks that seem almost impossible to fly through. The runway is extremely short, measuring only 527 meters, 1,729 feet, and it slopes sharply upward at one end, while ending in a steep cliff at the other. Pilots must carefully calculate their speed, angle, and descent, because even a small misjudgment can send the plane over the edge or into the mountainside. The thin air at this high altitude reduces engine performance and makes controlling the plane more difficult. Weather changes suddenly and unpredictably, with snowstorms, thick fog, and strong gusts appearing without warning. There is no room for a go-around or a second attempt. Pilots must land perfectly the first time. The airport's short runway, extreme slope, high elevation, and ever-changing mountain weather combine to make Lukla one of the deadliest airports in the world. Every landing is a high-stakes test of skill, courage, and nerves. Courchevel Airport. Courchevel Airport lies in a narrow valley surrounded by towering, snow-covered mountains. Its runway is only 525 meters, 1,722 feet long, and has a steep downhill slope to help planes stop quickly. But this same slope makes landings extremely tricky. Winter conditions often cover the runway with ice and snow, and dense fog can reduce visibility to almost zero. Strong, unpredictable winds blow down the mountains, pushing aircraft sideways and making precise control essential. Only small aircraft are able to land here safely, and pilots must calculate their speed, angle of approach, and braking distance with absolute accuracy. One misjudged move can send a plane off the runway or into the mountainside. Courchevel is dangerous because the combination of the short, sloped runway, icy conditions, and strong mountain winds leaves virtually no margin for error, turning every landing into a nerve-wracking challenge. Princess Juliana Airport. Princess Juliana Airport is famous for its runway that lies extremely close to the beach, where planes fly just meters above the heads of tourists before touching down. The runway itself is 2,300 meters, 7,546 feet, long, but the proximity to the ocean creates strong crosswinds that can push planes from side to side during the approach. Pilots must carefully adjust their descent, speed, and weight distribution to ensure a smooth landing. Large jets often land here, and even a small mistake can have catastrophic consequences. Tourists often stand on the beach taking photos, unaware of the real danger, while pilots concentrate on controlling the aircraft against the unpredictable wind. This airport is dangerous because of its short runway, low-altitude approach over people, and the constant challenge of ocean winds. Every landing requires complete focus and perfect timing. Toncontin Airport. Toncontin Airport is nestled in a valley surrounded by steep mountains, creating one of the most challenging approaches in Central America. Its runway is only 1,615 meters, 5,299 feet long, which forces aircraft to descend rapidly and make sharp turns to align properly. Clouds frequently cover the peaks, reducing visibility and demanding split-second decision-making. Sudden wind gusts and heavy rainstorms add to the difficulty, making control even harder during the final approach. Pilots must judge distances, speed, and altitude perfectly, because even a slight error can cause the plane to hit the mountains or overshoot the runway. Toncontin is dangerous because of its short runway, mountainous surroundings, rapid descent, and unpredictable weather, making it a place where only the most skilled pilots can land safely. Gibraltar Airport. Gibraltar Airport is unique, with a runway of 1,029 meters, 6,000 feet, that crosses a busy road. Aircraft must land between steep cliffs and the ocean, while cars and pedestrians stop completely during takeoffs and landings. Strong crosswinds from the Mediterranean make planes sway unpredictably, and the runway is narrow, leaving very little room for error. Pilots must carefully plan every movement, maintain perfect timing, and remain completely focused, because a small mistake can result in disaster. Gibraltar is dangerous not because of mountains or height, but because of its unusual layout, limited runway, and sudden winds. Every landing is a high-pressure challenge that requires extreme precision and nerves of steel. Paro Airport. Paro Airport is surrounded by some of the tallest mountains in the world, making it one of the most difficult airports to approach. The runway is 964 meters, 6,247 feet long, and planes must navigate narrow valleys and sharp turns to line up perfectly. Pilots can only land when weather conditions are perfect, as clouds, wind, and sudden storms can reduce visibility to near zero. Very few pilots in the world are trained and certified to land here. Even a minor miscalculation in angle, speed, or altitude can be deadly. Paro is dangerous because the short runway, narrow approach path, surrounding peaks, and unpredictable weather leave almost no room for error, demanding extreme skill, courage, and experience from every pilot. Svalbard Airport. Svalbard Airport is located far above the Arctic Circle in Norway, surrounded by frozen tundra, icy fjords, and snow-covered mountains. The runway, which stretches 2,454 meters, 8,051 feet, is often icy and slippery due to extreme Arctic temperatures, making braking and steering very difficult. Strong winds can suddenly change direction, and visibility frequently drops to near zero during snowstorms and thick fog. Pilots must carefully calculate speed, descent angle, and distance to touch down safely while carrying passengers, food, medicine, and other critical supplies. Svalbard is dangerous because the combination of ice, unpredictable winds, freezing temperatures, and low visibility leaves almost no room for error, making every landing a test of skill, precision, and courage. Even a small mistake could result in the plane sliding off the runway or hitting a snowbank. Madeira Airport. Madeira Airport is located on a steep cliff overlooking the Atlantic Ocean in Portugal, surrounded by mountains that rise sharply from the coastline. The runway is 2,181 meters, 9,127 feet long, but strong crosswinds from the ocean and sudden gusts from nearby mountains make landing extremely challenging. Pilots must constantly adjust controls, maintain perfect balance, and calculate wind speed, descent angle, and aircraft weight to touch down safely. Flights are often canceled during storms, and only highly trained pilots with specialized experience are allowed to land here. Madeira Airport is dangerous because the cliffside location, unpredictable winds, short runway, and sudden gusts leave almost no margin for error. A small mistake could send a plane off the runway or into the ocean, making each landing a high-pressure test of skill and precision. Kai Tak Airport. Kai Tak Airport, before it closed, was located in the heart of Hong Kong, surrounded by dense skyscrapers and crowded city streets. The runway was 390 meters, 11,222 feet long, but required pilots to fly a sharp 47-degree turn just before landing. Fog, rain, and sudden storms often reduced visibility, forcing pilots to calculate timing, alignment, and speed with extreme precision. The approach demanded perfect coordination and nerves of steel, as even a minor misjudgment could result in a collision with buildings or water. Kai Tak Airport was dangerous because of the tight urban environment, short runway, unpredictable weather, and almost zero margin for error. Each landing required extraordinary skill, focus, and courage, earning the airport legendary status among pilots worldwide. Courtenay International Airport. Courtenay International Airport is located in a remote mountainous region, surrounded by cliffs and valleys that make approaches tricky. Its runway is narrow and often affected by sudden mountain storms and strong crosswinds, forcing pilots to make rapid adjustments during descent. Pilots must rely entirely on experience, quick judgment, and careful calculations to land safely, as misjudging distance or speed could be catastrophic. The airport is essential for delivering supplies, food, and medical aid to nearby communities, so every flight carries added responsibility. Courtenay is dangerous because of the narrow runway, unpredictable weather, and challenging terrain, leaving almost no room for error. Each landing is a true test of skill, courage, and precision under pressure. The world's most dangerous airports are more than just runways. They are tests of courage, skill, and determination. Pilots who land here face fear, weather, and impossible conditions every day. And yet, people depend on these airports for life, work, and travel. Flying is not always safe, but bravery and experience can turn fear into success. These airports show us that danger is real, but humans are stronger. If you found this video exciting, please like and subscribe for more videos about amazing places and incredible people. Share this video with someone who loves adventure. And remember, even in the most dangerous places, courage can carry you safely to your destination.